Get wise or get flocked. What's up, everybody? Welcome to Tactical Safety. This video is going to be about something that's been going on the last few weeks now. There have been, I don't know if you noticed, but there have been a lot of Georgia cops who have been fired and arrested for supposedly misuse of the flock camera systems. So, if you don't know what the flock safety cams are, you must be either blind or living under a rock. They are everywhere. They're those cameras on those black poles, and they have a solar panel that charges them at the very top, and the cameras are about the size of probably a little bit bigger than this flashlight box right here. So those cameras, they record license plates and direction of every vehicle that passes them, and they are very controversial because a lot of people say they're a violation of Fourth Amendment rights. It's unclear on how the data is stored, managed, and accessed. So police departments all across the country, they have access to the flock camera systems, and so they unveiled a new AI tool in the last few weeks that does internal audits. It audits and it flags what they deem as improper searches that aren't related to an active investigation. So as a result, these cops have been arrested and fired. They were immediately identified, fired, and brought up on charges. Pictures on the paper, reputation just destroyed. So it says as of this month, at least 13 police officers in Georgia have been arrested and or charged for alleged misuse of flock license plate reader systems. The recent statewide crackdown, which uncovered officers using tracking technology for personal reasons like tracking friends, family, or personal acquaintances, and also their own license plates, which is straight up ridiculous. I don't know why they would get in trouble for stuff like that, because I'm going to tell you, as a cop, when you're on shift, especially nights, and there's nothing going on, and you got a computer in your car, yes, you're going to type in all kinds of license plates. Now, when I was on the streets, they didn't have the flock cameras out then, but we had regular MBTs in our cars, and we could run license plates and all that stuff. And of course, you're sitting there bored. Yeah, you're going to run plates. Who doesn't? Everyone I know of on a job does that. And then with the flock camera systems, because of the fact that it's such a vast amount of information at your fingertips, who wouldn't put their own license plate in and see, oh, I wonder where it tracked me going all week or whatever. Who wouldn't do that? I don't see the problem with that. That shouldn't even be considered a crime. But all these cops were arrested for, it's a misdemeanor charge of misusing the flock camera system, and then they also got charged with violation of oath of office, which is a felony. So if they get convicted of that, there goes their post certification. They can never work as a cop again, and also they become a prohibited person. Can't even own firearms after that. And I think that's a ridiculous charge related to this. Now, if they're doing something egregious like actively stalking an ex, and they uncover that, that's different. But you're just running plates, yours or your family members, every now and again. So what? To me, that's not a big deal. It shouldn't even warrant an extensive investigation, let alone criminal charges. So there's one cop in DeKalb County that said he was a sergeant there 17 years. And what makes no sense, it said he was arrested Friday after an internal probe revealed he allegedly misused the agency's surveillance systems. He faces a felony charge of violation of oath of office and a misdemeanor charge of misusing license plate data. It says the former deputy who served with the agency for nearly 17 years is currently locked up at the DeKalb County Jail without bond. So I checked the jail's website, and he's not listed on there, so hopefully he was able to bond out. But I mean, they got his name and picture all over the internet and everything, and I think that's just doing way too much. And then that was in DeKalb County, so that's immediately after the story I did the other day on the other DeKalb officer shooting and killing that 19-year-old unjustly. That clown got out on $11,000 bond. They held this guy, they said he was held with no bond for running some license plates. Make that make sense. Then in Richmond County, Georgia, it says 3 deputies have been arrested and fired after an investigation found they improperly used the license plate reader system for personal reasons. Wow. And these are people with rank right here. There's with the Richmond County Sheriff's Office, there's a lieutenant and an investigator and then a deputy. They said it says they knowingly accessed the flock license plate reader system for reasons outside of official law enforcement work. Investigators said they searched license plate numbers for personal reasons and not as part of a criminal investigation or calls for service or intelligence gathering for legitimate law enforcement purposes. The Sheriff's Office said its policies strictly limit access to criminal justice information system, including the flock license plate reader system, to official duties only. And it said the investigation also found the deputies violated multiple agency policies, including rules involving unauthorized access to law enforcement databases, conduct unbecoming of a Sheriff's Office employee, and ethical obligations tied to their oath of office. All 3 have since been terminated from the Sheriff's Office. And that's a shame. It really is. But to all the cops out here, I wouldn't even fool with those flock systems. I wouldn't even mess with that crap at all, because anything they deem as improper, then you're going to have to answer for it, and then you can be brought up on charges. So my advice is, don't even use that flock system at all. That's the best advice I can give, because if I was on a job now, I wouldn't even fool with that flock stuff. So with that, remember to stay armed, stay vigilant, and stay tactical. And also, get wise or get flocked. We'll see y'all next time.